Hello, I'm Novelette with Morgen Real Estate. On March 3rd, the City of Torrance will select 3 council members from its newly districted election. We have the pleasure of speaking with one of the candidates for District 6, Mike Griffiths. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Novelette, I'm really good today. How are you?
Quite well. Thank you for talking with us today.
Oh, my pleasure. I always like talking about Torrance.
Thank you. Good. So, what area is covered in District 6?
Well, District 6 includes the southern central part of our city between Ocean Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard, and from the south border all the way up to Monterey Street, where the main post office is, just south of Crenshaw or Carson.
So, can any Torrance resident vote for District 6, or do they have to choose their, how does it work?
It's very different this year. This is the first time we've ever done district elections, as you mentioned. And so if you live in the district, you can vote. If you live outside the district, you cannot vote for me. Right. You can only vote for candidates in your own district.
I understand. Okay, got you. All right. And so you've been a council member since 2014, yes?
Correct. I was appointed in 2014 to fill a vacancy, and then in 2016 I ran for a full term, and now I've reached the end of that term, and I'm running for re-election for one more term.
And what made you decide to run for re-election?
You know, I've really enjoyed my time as a council member. I'm in my 6th year as a council member. Torrance is such a great city, and one of the things I really enjoy, besides being a longtime resident of our city and want to be involved in our community and helping make good decisions for how our community moves forward, is the opportunity to learn new things about how our city functions. And one of the things that makes Torrance unique in compared to many other cities is that we're a full-service city. We have our own police department, we have our own fire department, we have our own trash trucks, we have our own water department. We are a full-service city, and that's very unique. Most other cities contract out those services. So that makes our city much more complicated to be able to manage and to run. And I really enjoy the challenge of understanding how all that works and how we make that happen on a year-to-year basis. And so I've really enjoyed learning all how that works, and knowing how complicated and big our city is. It's a challenge.
Okay, thank you for sharing that with us. Now, in your candidate statement, you stated that you will be, quote, supporting new business growth, creating local jobs, and reducing your tax burden, end of quote. What do you mean by that?
Well, one of the things that makes Torrance really great is, besides we have great residents who live in our city, we have great businesses in our city. We have over 400 corporate headquarters of businesses here just in Torrance. We have over 14,000 businesses registered in our city. That's an immense workforce, and that workforce drives the economy of our city. And we think that by having all these businesses here in our city, the more we can encourage our businesses to do well, our retail sector to sell more, and we benefit from that through sales tax. By all these employees, we get business tax license and so forth. Those types of fees help keep the burden upon our residents low so that they don't have to supplement us with additional funds, because these businesses help bring in the funding that helps required to run our city. So that's what I mean by reducing our tax burden, is the businesses carry a lot of that load for us. They're the economic engine of our city, and without them, it makes it much more difficult for us to be able to serve the residents without imposing additional fees on the residents.
Okay, lovely. Sure. Now, is there anything else you'd like to share with the community?
Well, you know, I think that this is such a unique election this year. It's the first time with districts, and in the past, you had the ability every 4 years to vote for 1 mayor and 6 council members. Now in this election with districts, you have the ability to only vote for 1 mayor and 1 council member every 4 years. So in this election, in District 6, which is the district that I'm running to represent, District 6 there's 2 candidates running, and you'll only be able to choose 1 person to represent you, as opposed to in the past, you would have been able to probably choose from 3 candidates for city council. The mayor's election is not until 2 more years, and other districts besides 2, 4, and 6 won't be electing until 2022. So half the city won't even be voting for a city council member. So people will look at their sample ballots in shock to say, wait, why am I not voting for a city council member? I always have in the past. So people are very surprised when they see their ballot. It's an unusual election. It's so important to make sure when you're making your choice, since you only have 1 choice now, to choose wisely and make sure that you explore the candidates, understand what they are, and hopefully you choose a candidate that represents what you think is most important for running our city.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm happy to talk about Torrance anytime. It's a place I've been for 37 years, and I hope to be here for many, many, many more.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.